Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Yids TV. Today I actually want to do some more drawing, so I've actually been taking notes from you guys in the comments, and I think last time I saw that someone wanted to see me not only do the cleanup process of the coloring and line art, but also show my sketching process and thought process on when I'm actually creating the composition and the skeleton for the piece, you know, the rough phase. Good news, we'll be doing that today. Anyway, you've seen the thumbnail, you know exactly who we're drawing today. Yeah. Welcome back, and let's get to work. Today, we're going to be drawing
the Wolverine? The Wolverine?
I got two words for you. Snicked and snicked. On my mark. This is it. Let's go!
Okay, so Wolverine, in my opinion, one of the coolest heroes or anti-hero designs I've ever seen, and he's always been one of my favorites. Despite me not knowing too much about him outside of like common knowledge or his character arc, man, he's still always been a favorite for me. His design alone is just that cool. I took this cool foreshortening photo of myself to reference for his pose and showcase my favorite aspect of the design being his big meaty claws. I love Wolverine's claws so much, man. Can't freaking talk. So I really wanted to show that off in this one, but I also really love how just sharp his design is overall. I reference a lot of comic art and fan art, and when sketching this, I had my favorites on the side to kind of keep note of and take note of the things I just really loved about his character design. Things like his super sharp shoulder pads and his cool ass mask. I also love when artists over exaggerate just how short and bulky he is, so I'm gonna try to exaggerate that here too. And I love the usage of triangles in his design, not only in his physical costume, but also his physical frame and the usage of yellow. Come on now, pointy, sharp, yellow triangles that literally represents danger, and that's what I love about shape language. He has such an awesome design, man. I had to give him his cigar too because I just love Wolvie's like rugged loner, almost cowboy like archetype. He's just so badass to me. I've never drawn Wolverine before, so I really hope this does him justice. We'll figure out what exactly to put in that speech bubble towards the end or a little bit later, but for now, let's go ahead and print Burrow out and get our line work done. So yeah, let's get to work.
Hurry!
So usually, I try not to use straight up just black lines in my pieces, you know, because I feel like black is so strong that it takes away from a lot of the other colors in the piece. But this is Wolverine we're talking about here. One of the most iconic comic book characters of all time, so I kind of feel like I'd be doing him a disservice by not using those striking black lines that we usually use in comic art. That comic art style is so recognizable, and it also just kind of helps display the intensity of the character through different line weights. But anyway, what do you think? Let's talk about it and let's get coloring. Ready? Go.
Alright, it's finally time to get to drawing. Everybody, welcome, and yeah, we're drawing Wolverine today. Like I said, one of the sickest Marvel characters of all time. Or at least to me, I think he just looks awesome and he's just a cool guy. If you don't know Wolverine, but you like superheroes, I don't know how. This guy is one of the most popular and probably the most popular X-Men, the mutant group he's from. Am I recording? I am recording. Okay, yeah, he's one of the most popular X-Men, and he completely overshadows the rest usually, and he kind of gets favoritism. When all the other X-Men are really cool too, but Wolverine, call me simple, but he is my favorite out of them. For one, I just love yellow. I mean, that's one reason. But surprisingly, I haven't drawn many superheroes in my lifetime. You know, and I think that comes from when I was a kid, I used to always try and draw Spider-Man, but I just never could. So like, Spider-Man is like my biggest weakness. Like, I cannot draw Spider-Man. He is my absolute favorite like superhero, and I just cannot draw him, or at least like I haven't tried since I was like a really young kid. I could never get the webs on the suit right. Who knows, maybe one day we'll tackle him, but that's besides the point. We're talking about Wolverine here. I'm starting off with his head here and his cowl. Go ahead and get this yellow down, make that look nice, crispy, and sexy. Fill that in. Yes, yes, yes. Boom, right there. Now let's take some orange and start working on some shadows. Well, I'll use this end. Yeah, so I pretty much kind of just wanted to draw Wolverine because recently my little brother and I were playing the new Marvel Tokon game because we were pretty big fans of Dragon Ball FighterZ, my favorite fighting game of all time probably. Kind of got me into competitive fighting games and just made me really start learning fighting games and how to properly play them. It's become my favorite genre because of that game. Even though we grew up playing fighting games together anyway, that game just completely changed my perspective of fighting games in the whole. Had me watching freaking Evo streams and all kinds of stuff. I was that locked in. You know, if you know, you know. But basically, Marvel Tokon is the new Marvel 4v4 cross tag assist fighting game. And looking at all the characters, Wolverine just instantly stuck out to me. Super rush down, aggressive, in your face character. Like, let's just get it on. Like, no gimmicks. He's just straight, I'ma whoop your ass. It's that simple. He's a simple guy, and I love it. And just with all the superhero media in general going on lately, with Doomsday coming out and Spider-Man Brand New Day, great movie by the way, amazing movie. It's just inspired me to draw some superheroes, so I said, why not draw Logan? Why not draw the Wolverine? And honestly, I'm very satisfied with this sketch. I think this sketch looks pretty cool, but you guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comments if you like it, and if you don't like it, I think it looks cool. I'm gonna leave that little white spot there just for like, I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. Let's grab that yellow back, fill in that spot. Yeah, most people are saying they have hero fatigue, and that's understandable, but I don't know. Lately, I feel like the hero stuff has been cooking. Like, I feel like we've been getting some good stuff as of recently, especially that Marvel Tokon game. That game is so beautiful visually. A lot of these like Wolverine clips I'm getting, they're coming from that game. It's absolutely beautiful. Shout out Arc System Works. Now, as we sit here, there's a little bit of pink, by the way. A little bit of that. Put that in the camera. As we get ready to draw our buddy Logan here, if you don't know, that's his like real name of his character for those who don't know. As we get ready to draw Logan here, yeah, all the superhero media and just like my enjoyment of it lately, I've just been thinking about the importance of superheroes and how impactful they can be on a young woman or a young man in the developmental stages of their lives, man. Superheroes are so influential, and I feel like they're important because I feel like everyone needs a hero. I think everyone needs someone that inspires them to be a better human and inspires them to keep going. And I think that's the primary thing that superheroes do for young children and adults too. Like, I know we're drawing Wolverine here, but like I said, my personal favorite superhero of all time, it's easily split between like Batman and Superman, Batman and Spider-Man. Spider-Man because a little bit of purple, by the way, a little bit of purple there. Spidey because, I mean, Spider-Man is like the epitome of never give up, or like I respect him so much, you know, for like one of the heroes with the most distinct and inhumane superpowers of them all. He sure does feel the most human and like relatable out of any other superhero. Growing up, I used to watch the Raimi trilogy with Tobey Maguire. I had the DVD disc of all three movies, and I'd watch those movies like every night to go to sleep, you know, thinking I'm Spider-Man. And you know, they teach you a lot of things about life that you don't really realize that you learned from them until you get older, especially as a young man. Because my parents did a great job at raising me, you know, shout out mom. But there are some things that parents just simply don't teach you, and that's not like an intentional thing that they just forgot. It's just sometimes they don't really think about it. I've learned so much from fictional characters that I'll never meet that I can say like cartoons and comics and manga and video games, they all raised me. You know, Spider-Man taught me to never give up. As ridiculous as it sounds, I be in the gym sometimes, I be about to throw in the towel on that last rep, and I think about Spider-Man. And I'm like, Spider-Man wouldn't give up right now. So I got to get that last rep out. And I do. I get that last rep out. Or sometimes, you know, I think about, you know, it's just small things like that that we notice subconsciously as kids that we pick up on, and it really affects us later on in life. I got a lot of respect for Peter Parker, and I'll never meet the man. And, you know, heroes just do that for us. Or let's take Batman, for example, because I said I love Batman. You know, my favorite thing about Batman and the Joker, too, even though he's a villain, is that they're quite literally the same person, but they're the perfect examples of how one bad day can completely change the direction of someone's life. One bad day and how you handle one moment. It also enforces like how people handle the same thing in different ways. Like Batman and the Joker are quite literally the same people.
I don't know what it was that bent your life out of shape, but maybe I've been there too.
Which is why they can't exist without each other. They both had two terrible days and they went in the polar opposite direction of each other, you know? And I love their dynamic and their story. Batman teaches us that our worst moments do not define us. You know, Batman, even though he's a fictional character, he is bound by the limits of just being a regular guy surrounded by extraordinary people. And he still manages to keep up. You know, I love that. Granted, he is a billionaire playboy philanthropist, but I mean, hey, underneath all that, he bleeds red just like the rest of us. And he's able to do extraordinary things. And I love that. And these superheroes like Wolverine, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, all of them, Wonder Woman, they all give us young kids something to look up to, something to aspire to be. And they make us just want to be better people. There's some things you just don't learn from your parents. But best believe, you know, fictional characters can definitely fill in the gaps there when it comes to those things. We relate to these heroes because we see ourselves in them. And there's so many valuable lessons in the stories of comic book characters and their trials and tribulations. So many things we could learn. God, I love good storytelling. Let's take some blue and finish this cowl. Instead of going with black here, I thought it'd be cool to go with a really dark purple to kind of contrast his yellow. Thought it'd be fire. It's not like his traditional coloring, but I think it look kind of cool. I try not to use black too much because it's such a strong color, it'll overpower everything else. I feel like just using the dark purple is good enough, and using this blue as like the sheen of the cowl can make for something interesting as well. Anyway, back to heroes. I do think that villains and anti-heroes are a bit more interesting because, you know, when it comes to anti-heroes, ultimately they do the right thing, but they get to go about it in more nuanced ways and have more nuanced ways of thinking about things, and sometimes even just more realistic ways of doing the right thing. You know, like Logan, for example, I wouldn't call him the perfect superhero. This man quite literally be murdering people, you know, villains, but like you could argue like Batman that you shouldn't be out here killing people. Logan, I like him because he kind of just does things his own way. And even though he's a bit rough around the edges, he ultimately still teaches to do the right thing and to follow your heart. Look at that. I think that looks nice. Big comic guys, don't get mad at me in the comments for not sticking super true to the color scheme, but I think that's super sick. Taking some pale cream. Taking pale cream. Check it out. Let's go ahead and hit up his skin. Overall, though, I am definitely team hero over team villain, even though villains, like I said, are usually a bit more interesting and a bit more complex than heroes, because, you know, at the end of the day, the hero's gonna do the right thing. But villains do what they think is the right thing. They just go about it in different ways. And sometimes, if they're written well enough, they'll make you think that what they're doing is actually the right thing to do, you know? I love those kinds of villains where you're like, shit, are they even a villain? I love those kinds of characters that just make you think. But like I said, if I had to choose, I'm always going with the heroes over the villains. And superheroes have been some of the biggest influences in my life. Everyone needs a hero, man. And a hero isn't always some guy that wears a cape and jumps off rooftops. Sometimes it's just a person that does something nice to you, man. Something nice for you. A hero is someone who inspires. A hero is someone who stands up for others. someone selfless. I think there's a hero in most of the people out there in the world. I think most of us have that in us, you know, because naturally humans are caring people, or at least I like to think so. I have faith in the world, but I don't think you need some sort of extreme power in order to be one, you know? Like me, for example, I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I got my title, The Art Hero, from a kid seeing my artwork and just being so inspired to make more. And I showed him the possibility of where he could go. He calls me his art hero, but little does he know he's changed my life and how I even look at myself from that point on. He's branded me. But in all honesty, that kid's my hero. And he doesn't even know, man. He inspired me in more ways than he even knows. He'll ever know, most likely. There's a hero in all of us, man. It feels good. It feels good to help, and more people should embrace that feeling. Wow, look at that. I think that's nice. Let's get his cigar really quickly. Oop. Let's switch it. Lighting's coming from that way. So let's do this. Boom, boom. That'll probably be all dark there. Now let's take some terracotta. Check out the terracotta. Check out the terracotta. Throw that there. And boom. You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna leave that white. Cause why not? Why not leave that white? Just for that like pop of contrast. We'll probably shade this here, this orange. Let's throw some orange there. But yeah, I don't really want to waste too much of your time today. Just kind of want to talk about some of the heroes that inspire me, what it is to be a hero in my opinion, and how I think there's one in all of us. Lately, I think my favorite superhero quote or a hero that's inspired me has been Miles Morales just saying, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. So iconic, man. Having people tell him who he's supposed to be and having the bravery to stand up to those who consider themselves superior and who think they know what's best. I think it's so cool to teach other kids that you can be whoever you want to be, not who others think you are, and that you can forge your own path. You know, that's what heroes are for, man. That's why I love these stories. They teach us these lessons that sometimes parents don't know to teach, and that's not their fault. You know, it's their first time doing this whole parent thing too, this whole life thing, but man, these childish stories, there's so much to learn from them. If you're gonna learn anything from Wolverine here, learn to be badass and wear cowboy boots, because cowboy boots are really cool and the color yellow is fire. But yeah, don't let me waste too much of your time. I'm gonna lock in, get a lot of this done. I got a lot of shading to do, and yeah, I'll hit you back up when I have some more work done. And yeah, let's finish this thing. Thank you for listening to me ramble about superheroes. Sorry I didn't talk that much about Wolverine himself. He is sick. I mainly just wanted an excuse to talk about heroes. So yeah, give me some time. I will be back. I even had to put the yellow one to match our boy. And yeah, stick around. Let's finish this piece. Mwah.
He was near death. Not near enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, and there we have it. Another one. Oh, sorry, Pikachu. Another one down in the books. I present to you Wolverine. I gotta say, for a first time drawing Wolverine, I think I'm pretty satisfied with how this came out. My favorite part is definitely the hand right in the camera's perspective. I think it looks super sick. And his claws, I hope you guys like the curve, the way I kind of curve them at the top, almost like overgrown nails curve. You know, I know they're straight, but I gotta stylize it. If there's anything we're gonna do over here, we're gonna make it look sexy, right? I put Beat It Bub in the top of the corner because, you know, Wolverine is the only guy on the planet I've ever heard say bub, but I love when he does it. You know, I think it's pretty awesome. I think the yellows look great. Honestly, I really like how I did the shading on the chest and abs. Honestly, that orange, yellow, and pink combo, kind of clean. I don't know why I'm talking about this I didn't do it. I didn't just draw it.
you gotta admit, this is pretty sick. And so was, I feel like, the message of today's video. That being, hey man, heroes are very important to the development of not only children but also adults, and just anybody in need, because I feel like everybody needs a hero. And I'm not talking about some guy coming down in a cape to save you. I'm talking about just someone to give you the time of day and show that they care. I think we all need that. And I hope that after watching this, you can go out and be that person. Call your moms, tell her you love her, you know. You might just make her day. Shoot, you never know. You might just be her hero. But yeah, I don't really got too much to say. I had a lot of fun drawing Wolverine today. New experiences. Like I said, maybe we'll tackle Spider-Man one day. But speaking of that, you know, if you liked the video and you enjoyed it, tell me in the comments what you would like to see me draw next. Any character that you think is pretty cool or anything you'd like me to talk about on the channel. Yeah, I'm open to suggestions. I'll be taking requests. So I can't promise I'll get to every single person, but I would try to take the next suggestion from the comments, you know, because over here we're taking requests. You guys have a great day. I'm going to chill here with my sons, my children here. And yeah. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Today was a W for Wolverine, man. Wolverine wins. And if you remember anything from this video, please remember that art is for everyone. Deuces.